Welcome to Magic to Millions,
We document this guy's journey
where I take this stuff.
and turn it into this stuff.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. So this week we have an interesting topic, right? So the one of one ring, Lord of the Rings. This set is going to be pretty crazy. I have a feeling what is going to happen is that a lot of people are going to skip March of Machines, whatever random secret layers they come out with. Really a lot of like the side products, commander decks. I know there's like a... what is it? It's like a build your own commander deck thing that I saw advertised today. Didn't look too deeply into it. I just don't think there's much point in buying commander decks right now. I'm sure there's a lot of potential EV for it if you sit on it for 5 to 10 years. Just being patient with most product will result you a upside eventually. Just due to singles prices, demand, lack of people, just people ripping it, and then, eventually there's just a demand for the product, so it's going to go up with time. So, but that being said, though, it's not really worth it to me to buy commander decks. It's not really worth it for me to buy secret layers. I do have a couple of random secret layers here that I've purchased over the years. Nothing super crazy. I have it's a couple of convention edition stuff, mostly. Nothing really fancy. No kitty cats. I'd love some kitty cats. I might throw a cat blooper in this video. I don't know. My cat totally photobombed like one of my takes when I was shooting this video. So like he just ruined that stuff real quick. He's a little turd. He's adorable. He's a little turd. But like I was saying though, Lord of the Rings is going to be a really, really packed set. It's got a lot of hype around it. People are comparing it to Tyler the Creator. It's a one-of-one Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't really know what it's going to sell for. I'm going to honestly say like north of 700, 800K probably is my guess. I really wouldn't be one bit surprised if there's people that want the one-of-one ring that are also bidding up the Tyler the Creator card. If you're not familiar with it, it was a Make-A-Wish Foundation card that was given out to someone who, obviously was making their last wish. Their original wish was actually denied, I believe, if I remember correctly, and then they ended up getting this instead, and they were allowed to design and create their own Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So it's a one-of-one. There will be no other copies of this card. It's been owned by this one person their entire life. It's going to be a very expensive card. And then a portion of it's also going to go to charity as well. So, there's going to be some action on that just because, it's effectively a partial charity auction now, so there's probably going to be some magical tax write-off shenanigans. I'm not a CPA, I don't know. Don't take my tax advice. But that being said, though, the one-of-one ring is going to be watched, and the Tyler the Creator auction is going to be a really, really interesting price point to compare that to. So let's say Tyler the Creator sells for 200K. Tyler the Creator, I think, is 15 years old now, 10 years old, something like that. If Tyler the Creator sells for 200K, you really set kind of a bar for a one-of-one card in Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon, that kind of thing. There's the Pokemon Illustrator that there's 10 of, but Pokemon's also, the largest IP in the world in regards to trading cards. There is no larger IP. If you know of it, let me know, because I don't think there is. Obviously sports cards, but I'm talking like, trading cards, video games, the nerd side of the things, not your sports cards. Sports cards is its own world, it's its own thing. It's not uncommon for a sports card to sell in 6 figures, 7 figures even. Like that's just an absurd market. But in regards to like your gamer market, your nerds, geeks, whatever you want to call them, call us, me, them, who, whatever they are, Pokemon is the king. There is nothing bigger. It's the king. And even the Pokemon Illustrator, the Pikachu Illustrator card, I think Logan Paul was the one that bought that. It was a PSA 10, if I remember correctly, for like 6 or 7 million. And it's a pop 2, but it's also one of the most iconic cards. It's been around since I think 1999 or 2000 something, early 2000s when that got issued. So it's already over 20 plus years old. So it has another 5 or 6 years on Tyler. And that's the demand is there for that. It'll be really interesting to see what Tyler sells for. I wouldn't be one bit surprised though if it moves anywhere north of 500, 700K though, just because of the hype around the one of one ring. This is a one of one card, and it'll be interesting to watch. Keep an eye on that price point because that's going to be auctioned on eBay, and that'll be done before the one ring ever gets pulled. Um, what are my moves going to be though for Lord of the Rings? I think what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to probably be going pretty hard on the set. I haven't really been quiet about that. I've told several people that I'm doing this. I will be buying quite a lot of the collector boxes. I will not be touching the draft. I think the draft will probably be fine, EV wise, but I don't really have time to draft, so I don't need the draft boxes. The collector boxes I think are going to do absurdly well. I may even end up doing some box openings on the channel for it and kind of document my rips for them. And who knows, maybe if you guys want box rips, I'll give you guys rips on the channel, record them and upload them for you, and it's some free content for me, and I'll sell you guys boxes at a good price. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something that someone would be interested in. I don't really know yet what distro price is at. I know Amazon has them at like $470, but I think that's kind of inflated right now. It's probably going to fall around that, like, from distro, maybe like $350. I hope. Maybe 356, 360, somewhere in there. Hopefully south of 350. Traditionally, Amazon pre-orders are about 10 to 20% higher than the distro pricing, and when they got dropped on Amazon, it was for about $399. So if you take $40 off there, it's $360. 15% we're at $340. 20% we're at $320. I don't think they're going to sell them for $320. That's just leaving too much meat on the bones for WotC. Like, they gotta get their share of the meat. Jerks. So what would I do at this point? I'm going to buy a lot of the set. I think there's going to be a ton of hype around it. My intentions are probably going to be to drop and try and pick up at least a master case, maybe two if I can. We'll see how I can finagle funds around and move things around. I'm obviously not going to go drop 250K on a set because, like, it's modern Magic. I'm not holding it for 30 years, and there's 250K I can go drop elsewhere. I also don't have 250K, so screw that. But I will try and get a master case, maybe two if I can. I think the upside on the set is ridiculous. Post release, I would not be one bit surprised if we see it bump up 20, 30, maybe even 35%, just due to the straight Gamba rip. Got to get the one of one ring. I need this card. It's gonna be the chase of the year probably for Magic if I had to guess. So there's going to be a lot of hype in that. There's going to be a lot of people buying product. There's going to be a lot of people ripping it. There's going to be even more speculation around it. There's people that I'm aware of that have already dropped six-figure orders for it. And some of the people have been very public with their offers and the amount that they're buying. I obviously cannot get anywhere near those numbers, but I will be dumping quite a lot into it just because I think the upside is just silly. WotC is going to pack that set with singles. They're going to pack it with chase cards. They're going to pack it with ultra, mega, triple, double foils. There's not going to be any mercy on what they do with that set because it's expensive. And the last thing they want is to have a $400 or $500 box that they are going to be selling to the consumer go from $450, $500 down to $200. We will not see an Amazon dump on this product. I can guarantee you that. There will be no second wave. From what we have seen, it appears Wizards has cut down the print runs on product. I think some people have already done the formal math on it. I think it's like 3 million packs is what they said, something like that. You can do the math breakdown from there, divided by 12. What? 10,000, like 300, 200 to 300K boxes, somewhere in there. So that doesn't really leave a whole lot of room for more meat. So they're going to sell it all in one wave. I fully expect Wizards to hold quite a lot of product back and sell it on Amazon. That being said, will probably hear stories of LGS is getting their product cut and their numbers cut. because they'll pre-sell the certain number they normally get, and then they'll get slapped by a 50% cut, and then it'll be a bunch of drama on Reddit, and no one will care. So when all of this is going on and happening, it'll be a really interesting point, because the longer the One Ring doesn't get pulled, the more expensive those boxes get, the more extreme the Gambit hype is going to get, and the more cost effective it's going to get for people to start ripping, entire cases of the product. Because hypothetically, let's say there's no One Ring pulled for 6 months, streamers are going to be doing it. I'm going to be offering rips on the product to people that follow the channel and stuff like that. Rudy's going to be doing rips. Bad Boy Gaming's going to be doing rips. Whatnot rips. Twitch streams. Someone somewhere is eventually going to pull the card, and when they do, that's when the product hype is going to pass, and then that's when we'll start seeing a reset and a decline in the price, I think. And it'll probably settle either just south of $400 or just north of $400 a box, somewhere in there. And this obviously depends on what reprints we see in the set and that kind of thing as well. But basically, that window before the ring gets pulled is going to be where the money is to be made in this set. I will likely not hold anything for longer than 8 to 12 weeks, regardless of whether the ring is pulled or not. Anything past 8 to 12 weeks, I think the risk is too great. And frankly, if I see the boxes past $500 a piece, I'm going to offload everything. I'll offload everything but what I sell for box openings on the channel and that kind of thing. And that'll be recorded live and stuff, so you guys don't need to worry about that. It's just too risky to me to sit on it for that long. Because, like I said, once the ring gets pulled, the price on the product is going to tank, because everyone that was holding it to invest is going to drop it. Stores are going to drop it. Any extra product that people had is going to get dropped. So that'll be able to cause the price drop. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that the ring won't get pulled after 8 to 12 weeks, given the hype around it. It's also possible it doesn't. Someone, buys it and it sits in a basement somewhere forever. Don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to end up in someone's hands. It's going to rip it live, hopefully on the channel. That'd be sweet. That would unofficially... It wouldn't be the biggest vintage pull, but it would be the biggest pull on the channel, which would be kind of comical. But, Magic to Millions, and I pull a one-of-one ring worth God knows how much. Maybe I'll throw it out and Doom. That might be funny. This video is getting kind of longer than I thought it would be, though. So yeah, that's just like a quick summary of what I'm doing, though. I'm definitely going hard on Lord of the Rings. I don't plan on holding it long because I think it's too risky. The set itself will be strong. Tons of good singles, I think. There will be no Wave 2. It will be heavily, heavily demanded. If you want to buy the product, wait until the ring gets pulled and then buy it when it drops. If you can get cheap pre-order prices around $400 or less, your cost basis is probably going to be low enough to be fine. And obviously, if you can order from Distro Direct, then order away. Have fun. It'll be an interesting time. It'll be an interesting time, guys. We have Tyler the Creator auctioning off. We have the One Ring coming up. There's also going to be... I don't think it probably hasn't been dropped yet, but we'll figure it out eventually. There's going to be some good stuff coming up in the next few months. We have some new Flesh and Blood sets. We have the new Pokemon era coming in. It's gonna be an interesting year, I think. And I guess we'll see where we end up with stuff. Thanks for listening to the rant, guys. Next week we should have a market update for you on what my moves were in March, as we've now wrapped that up. I'm still in the process of cracking and mass ripping product from outsiders, and getting singles listed for Magic and stuff that I purchased this month. Did a couple of box rips on Rudy's channel if you guys watched it. I'll go over it more in detail, but on that note, though, guys, thank you for coming in for the content. I am a little bit tired today. It's been a long week. Thank you for the support. When this goes live, we may or may not be past 500 subs, and the first giveaway video will be up, and that'll be the Legends rip. So the next Legends pack rip that will go up will be the trigger for that. If we hit the 500 count tomorrow, obviously the next Legends pack will be that. If we miss the next Legends rotation, it'll be in the next one after that. So, thanks again for the support, guys. I'm really glad you're all here. Thank you for joining me on the journey, and, thank you for all the support. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.